the one and only,
Anonymous Review.
sad and lonely. Yes. I am Anonymous 1, and this is my partner Anonymous 2,
Yes.
even though I said that wrong.
My name's Edward Calmby.
Partly now I have to explain what the show is about quickly. So it's basically all the latest news from the world of gaming. A week in review, or in your terms, a week late. Brought to you by two blokes with too much time in their hands, or not enough time to think about something better to do.
Aye.
Uh,
Script good.
yeah, the script's really, really helping right now, so I think we're just gonna wing this. Wow, this is really professional.
Wondering what that light is above us.
Yeah. Oh, what is that?
Yes.
Oh shit! You can see my face.
It's the light above us. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's the light of gaming. The light of gaming knowledge.
Yeah, it's going to send us a message. This is our calling. This is what we should have done ages ago, but
oh, it's a bad idea.
yeah. Maybe it's just a light of shame.
Yeah, that's why he's hiding our faces. Thank you, Lord. Anyway, enough for the beginning of the saving grace. We promise we won't do this for every introduction. Yes, you'll see that game a lot later. Seen it at the beginning of the show there, and it's ED Presence. Paul should be. Oh shit! Anonymous brother number 2, I mean, should be reviewing that later on in the show in our bargain bin section. We just need to keep up to date here. We're going to introduce you to a part of the show now where we talk about, well, which games we're basically playing right now. Well, they be old, new,
Quite new.
quite new,
Yeah.
pre-owned,
Yeah, pre-owned.
found.
I would say Kane Lynch, but I'm just too excited for that game. I've been playing Halo Wars recently.
Oh yeah, you rent that from Blockbuster then?
Yeah.
Not worth to buy,
I
yeah.
didn't want to buy it because it's just like an RTS and a console, which normally means arse on console. I've not really noticed any feedback on the good reviews that it's got, but I think it's shit.
Myself, I've been playing Resident Evil 5, which I bought just last Friday and completed it over a weekend. Now, that just says that I put a lot of hours into it. However, yeah, too many hours if you ask me, but I really have to say that it's exactly the same as its predecessor, Resident Evil 4, which of course was released ironically 4 years ago. Now, that was a fantastic game at the time, but there's a key word. At the time. I've got to say, a lot of the game really wasn't necessary. I mean, the 8 hours that I played of it, I think I enjoyed 2 complete hours of the damn game, which was probably the later levels where you actually found yourself in a Resident Evil style Umbrella laboratory. The rest of the game there was a sort of weird Aztec mission.
Which sucked ass and took too long to complete.
An entire 2 missions devoted to shooting people of an opposite ethnic origin.
Those missions were actually quite good, but until I got up to the later sections, were
well, that's the thing. That's the one thing that caused all the controversy. They said they were going to edit some levels.
even the developers didn't want that level.
I mean, if you're going to make Resident Evil like Tomb Raider, then stick a pair of hot pants on Chris Redfield and see how far that goes for the marketing.
Yeah, it's quite gay.
I seriously think it should have been left on the cutting room floor, or it should have been
Left for dead.
Yeah. If anybody traces us from our IP, please have a heart and do not identify us.
Yeah, just don't accuse us of making this show.
Yeah, dead was
We quit our jobs for that.
Anyway, well, we're going to move on to news of the world now.
That's a shit newspaper.
You can probably find this stuff in the news of the world actually. Prototype, new game that's coming out next month, is receiving a hype injection in preparation for its release. So I'll just read this sort of story out here. You can interrupt me anything you can, Anonymous number 2.
I like being number 2.
Yeah. Prototype puts gamers in control of Alex Mercer. I think that's how you pronounce his name anyway.
I don't know if it's Alex the Mercenary or just Mercer, but who cares?
Is that supposed to imply that he is a mercenary?
I don't have a clue. I think he's just a generic game character, but they've wanted to hide the fact he's a generic game character by calling him a mercenary.
It's like a name like Sam Fisher. You wouldn't actually think he was a covert operant, would you?
No, I know a name like mercenary.
But a name like Alex Mercer, who's pretty much a genetically mutated mercenary, I don't know, that just sounds a bit cheap to me.
Sounds like a genetically modified cheat dog in a bullet.
Yeah, well,
Oops, that's
only
when you
third
summed up the
person.
game.
Third person is not.
So did bullet free when you press the rubbish button, you saw the rubbish guy running the floating across the scene.
It's referred to as Oblivion mode, a tacked on third person perspective. But yeah, a genetically mutated shapeshifter with no memory of his past was great.
Wow, great plot.
Hell-bent on solving the mysteries of his existence, as he sails through a densely populated New York City, moving with parkour style. Here we go. I knew this was this game. I couldn't put my finger on it before. I'd seen it last year at E3. This is basically a game that you run around in a hoodie, jumping from building to building. Well, at first I believed that you had little to no superpowers whatsoever, but it seems as if he's just a glorified Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The total jackass.
Hopefully this game will end up being better than the already published Spider-Man games that are already out there.
Yes, every last one of them.
Yep. Hi there, welcome back to the show. As Anonymous number 2 reads over the introduction and the story behind his game that he's going to be sort of reviewing, sort of looking at this week.
Yes, in the very cheap under £10 section of our show.
Yeah, I'll just introduce you to this section. This is going to be called Bargain Bin, where we make me and Anonymous number 2 tend to make a habit of going to a local video game store every week and picking up, well, underrated or overrated classics. I say
That
classics
seems to have dropped in price quite fast.
since its release,
Yes.
either because of the mighty credit crunch that's going on right now, as in, for example, Skate 2, although I don't think I did too well anyway, or the fact that the game... Sorry, right, I'm gaining my composure here. We're going to be reviewing Kane and Lynch 2 this week, or rather Paul is, because he's the one who's had to play it this week.
Yes, I've had the pleasure of playing one level.
How much did you pick up this game for?
Well, I picked up Kane and Lynch for £4.
That was from Granger Games.
Yes.
We're not going to state where, that would give too much away.
Yes, even though you told the place where I bought the game, I'm sure no one else will know where it is.
There's loads of Granger Games in Britain.
Well, what can I say about Kane and Lynch? It's an up its arse third-person shooter that thinks it's the best. But to be honest with you, the people of the creators of Hitman made this in their spare time when they could have really been making a Hitman game. But they made this, a game so far up its arse, it thinks that the graphics in the back of the case are so good to include a little slogan saying in-game screenshots. Yeah, this is a new breed of action. I like the way they point out all the bad words like flood and what else? Blow you away, backstabbing. It's all the shit.
Now, I would actually say that it is up its own arse as well, because just look at the front cover. Oscar nominee.
It did get Oscar nominated, but I think that's about it. Oh no, it's not an Oscar, it's a British Academy Video Game Award. It just comes together to be £5. Yes, and not a lot of people know that we have a Fear 2 backdrop.
Yes, it's behind the camera. Along with a lot of other shit.
Yes, we actually have a full studio now. We're really regretting it.
Yes, because we've had to point the camera in the opposite direction because of lighting issues.
Yes.
We're still fucked.
Well, I've really enjoyed this.
Yes, I have too.
This has been a great first show.
Yes.
And it is going to get a lot of hits on YouTube.
I'll get as much hits as Ninja Blade.
Yes, because Ninja Blade was released at full price.